Have I got a story for you, Paddy?
Have
And
you?
I've heard, yeah, and have I got a story for all our viewers this week? It's a kind of, pulls the heartstrings a little bit. We are in the run up to
You're
Christmas.
not going to make me cry.
No, because it does have a happy end.
Oh.
And it's all about happy endings here at What's Up Poland.
It is.
I wanted to talk about Gary the dog, who is a 12-year-old dog who spent the first years of his life as a stray roaming the streets of a town called Puławy. Near Lublin, that's where he was picked up. And then he found himself being taken to a dog's home. Obviously, not a very happy life. He's constantly walking around, and then suddenly he finds himself in a strange place. But this is where it gets interesting. So basically, a woman who was traveling in the area came across Gary the dog in this dog's home in I think it was Lublin by that stage, maybe Puławy. I don't know. How about you click on the article to find out?
That sounds like a good idea.
Absolutely. You'll be able to find the link at the bottom of this article. Bottom of this article. What am I talking about? The bottom of this video, below this video.
Video article.
Yeah.
All right, so Gary the dog is picked up.
Yeah, he's picked up and he's taken up to Gdynia. And he's taken all the way out to Gdynia, exactly. He's taken up to Gdynia by this lovely, caring lady who finds him a foster home, like a foster home for animals, yeah, like a temporary home while they find a proper, someone to adopt Gary.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is the plight of many dogs and cats and domestic animals across
Does seem like
Poland.
a bit of a problem in this country.
I mean, there's a lot of animals just kind of roaming the streets, and not so much here as in Romania, I seem to remember, but certainly still there are kind of lots of animals, strays, and basically, Gary is taken to a temporary home, and I think her name is Kasia. She has this Gary, the dog, and Gary stays with her because she's renting out a flat. And basically what's happening is that, the people that she's renting the flat from, the family, they live in the same building. They live a floor above. And Gary goes into this home. And the family also love Gary. And they also take care of him and take him for walks. I mean, it's just so great. But then, after a few weeks, someone actually appears out of the blue, out of the yonder, from a village called Żukowo, which is about 30 kilometers away from Gdynia. And, he gets taken away and taken to a new home, like a permanent home.
Sounds like Gary the dog's done more traveling than I have.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, especially with the lockdown, right? He's getting around, out and
to
about.
Be a dog.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But anyway, Gary goes down to Żukowo and he stays with this guy. But the first day, or the second day that he's with his new owner, who remains unnamed in the article. But of course, if you want to find out more, again, click and find out. Lots of lovely pics of Gary as well. Gary, he's so cool. So basically, he's in Żukowo. And the first day, second day, he runs away. He didn't want to go in the car. He was supposed to go somewhere with his new owner. He wasn't having any of it, so he ran away. And you know what? He ran for 5 solid days in the frosty cold, 30 kilometers all the way back to Gdynia, to his old foster family.
If he's 6 kilometers a day, it sounds like he's sort of trotting rather than running.
Yeah, but for a dog, man, I mean, for you, it's not really a problem. But you weren't sleeping in forests, were you? You weren't found in a den, were you?
Not as far as you know, John, but Gary was. So he actually ran back to this.
He ran back to this first family. I mean, it wasn't even the first lady that picked him up, but it was
this family,
the family that lived after him upstairs.
The bond of love.
The bond of love. He chose his own family.
What happens? Is Gary going to stay with that family now?
Gary is staying with the family, and it's been decided that the owner who adopted him said completely understands the situation. He doesn't want to get in the way of Gary's feelings, because of course he's a dog. He has feelings too. So Gary is now going to stay with the family, and the 10-year-old Hania is going to look after him because she actually was the one that found him. Because there's a whole backstory which we don't have time for. I suppose you'll just have to click on the article to find out.
Yep.
How he managed to trek the 30 kilometers back to Gdynia. Exactly. So it's a nice little heart-wrenching little story to wrap up this episode of What's Up Poland.